Hi, welcome to the Connect with Sheila Batella podcast. I'm a self-care strategist, entrepreneur, and creator of the Season Self-Care app. I'm committed to helping you elevate your well-being, reconnect to your purpose, and build your version of a happy, successful life. Today, you're listening to a Monday minisode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. We're talking about resistance today. This is something that you may experience in your life when you're trying something new, when you're going for something that you've never done before, and you have all this enthusiasm to get started, a little bit of butterflies in your stomach, but you know it's something you need to do. And you start. And then a few days go by, and maybe things are going well. And then you start to notice things happening to kind of derail you, things that seemingly are out of your control. And then you start to question yourself and wonder, is this really something I should be doing? I don't know. Is anyone paying attention? Is this the thing I'm meant to be doing right now? That's resistance. And one thing I've found over the years is these things always come up when I'm trying something new. But the resistance often comes when it's something that I'm really meant to be doing. And I say this because right now I'm in the midst of going live for 40 days in a row on Instagram at 8 a.m. Eastern. And this is a growth edge for me because I'm used to doing really consistent things. However, mornings are really a sacred time for me. So I have like a few hours of really specific things that I like to do. I like to ease into the day. I like to not feel like I'm on a timeline. And I imposed a timeline for myself because I knew it was a way for me to expand out in a new way, in something that I've been wanting to do for a while. And it was going to challenge me a little bit. And I don't know about you, but mornings and time and scheduling, these are areas that really can bring about a lot of challenge because typically, if you're like me, it's not just you that you're connecting with and dealing with first thing in the morning. And it's not just you that you're thinking about throughout the day. You have other people and responsibilities, places to be, people to take care of. There's so many different things, right? So for me, I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. We'll see how it goes. And I am so happy to say that as of today, it's been 14 straight days, 2 weeks, that I have been going live to do the 40-day abundance meditation series live on Instagram. And it's been so incredible. It's been soul nourishing, soul fulfilling, preparing for it, sinking into my own meditation early in the day before I actually meditate live with a group of people that then stays for 24 hours on my feed. It's really been a great growth experience so far. It's only been 2 weeks. And it's day 14, so there's a bunch of days to go to get to 40. But I'm so thrilled that I'm doing it. And I'm not allowing the resistance to stop me. Because if we do, we're human. What happens, happens. However, every time I've noticed that you fulfill a commitment to yourself, you build your levels of self-trust. And you start to know that when you step into new rooms, new experiences, new opportunities, leveling up in any way in your life and putting yourself out there, you have a deeper level of trust that you can do it, that you're not going to let yourself down. And I had someone ask me, does it really matter what time you're doing this? Just go live whenever, just sometime throughout the day, and it'll all happen, right? Why do you need to do this? Does anyone really show up? And some days, actually, nobody shows up. Some days, nobody shows up. That's okay. It's 8 a.m. on a Monday morning. I don't know. People are getting off the weekend, trying to catch up from maybe a very busy weekend and getting out the door, right? So for those of you who have been listening, thank you so much. I appreciate you being there. And for those of you who've been coming back to catch the replay, hey, no shade. It's all good. But I answered the question to this person saying, well, this is me fulfilling my commitment to the people who I said I would be there, but also fulfilling the commitment to myself. Yes, it's just me. Yes, it's my thing. Yes, it's something that I created in my mind to do, and it's important. And the reason why it's important is I have shared in one of my meditations, I shared this live, but I'm going to share it again here. And that is back in 2020, when we didn't know what was going on. And I had had all these grandiose plans for 2020 before the world fell apart, which you may have also. I sat down with myself and said, okay, I can be a victim to what's going on around us, a victim to plans that couldn't be fulfilled, to travels that couldn't happen, to experiences with my family, to growth in my business that now needed to drastically shift because the world had changed. Or I can actually do something proactively for myself and make a difference in my inner world, and then let that ripple out into everything I touch, everything I do. And you know what? I'm so glad I did it. This is when I sat down and I started writing out my own 40-day meditation series so that I could read it to myself, so I could daily get in line with what I really wanted, in spite of what everything was happening around the world, in spite of what I was seeing, in spite of what the news was saying, in spite of what my neighbors were saying. God bless everyone. We were going through an interesting time. There was a lot of challenge. And I knew that I could let myself get swept away with that and be further derailed, or I could control the controllables. And that was what I chose to let in, what I chose to focus on, and how I chose to start my day. And so I wrote out this 40-day abundance meditation series after over a couple of years listening to many different meditations and really being moved in beautiful ways to expand, to improve my health, improve my relationships. And I knew that the abundance part was something that I really needed to hone in on, especially now when it felt like everything was being taken away from us. And so I did that, and I wrote it. And I did it kind of on the tail of doing a visualization recording for myself that I would listen to. And I knew that I'd be recording this 40-day series as well, because I always find it easier to listen and close my eyes and really get into the meditative space and be guided than it is to just read it and really hold it inside of myself. However, a few years went by and I just still was reading it because of time, because of, oh my gosh, that's a lot of things to record. To sit down. When am I going to have that amount of time to just sit down, nobody needing anything, no projects, no clients, and record? And so I ended up doing it, but I wasn't super happy with the quality. I just kind of recorded on the fly into my voice notes so that I had it. And it sounded okay, but I knew I wanted to have music behind it. I wanted it to be studio quality. I'm a music girly. I'm a singer. The quality of audio is very important to me. I mean, I am really proud of myself for how I will take an Instagram live and I will put it into my podcast. And the sound isn't like total studio quality. Like, it sounds pretty good, but not as good as it could with my beautiful Shure mic. Right? So this is where I was coming from. And so I decided, okay, we're going to do this. So this summer, 2 weeks ago, I had to download, well, why don't I go live every day? And I could record it into my mic live and then produce it. And so I said, that's what I'm going to do. And so I actually still am adjusting some things. So I end up often recording it ahead of time, like one episode, one meditation, and then going live with it. And that's working out beautifully because it's like little bite-sized pieces of recordings instead of sitting down and doing 40 all in a row. And actually, there's 81 recordings of this meditation series that will be complete by the time I'm finished this 40 days with you, because there's an introduction and then there's a meditation. And they're both quite short, anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, often more like 8 or 9 minutes for a meditation, to allow you enough time to sink in, but be able to get on with your day, to be able to do it anywhere, to be able to take a break, to be able to be sitting in your car, like before you roll into your driveway, like pull over before you get home, have some time for yourself, or before you head out the door in the morning, before you go to bed at night, without taking lots of time. My whole background with what I've done in self-care has been simplify your self-care, and this is one way. And when I say sitting in your car, I mean like parked. So wherever you are doing these meditations, please be in a safe environment so that you can really take it in and get safe and close your eyes to visualize. So this is my message for you today around resistance. There's every reason in the world not to do some things, to not take action towards the things on your heart. And there are even more reasons to do it. And so I invite you to trust yourself. And when you notice this resistance coming up for you, understand that this is all just a big giant emoji arrow pointing towards your deepest desires and what you need to do. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be something you're not used to. But when you step into it and you do what you say you're going to do, you're going to feel invincible. Because if you can do this, what else can you do? I leave that with you today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, a great start to your week. And if you are wanting to take the next step towards your big, beautiful business dreams, whatever your vision is unfolding before you, join me for the Season to Shine Summer Incubator. You can get details by tapping on the link in the show notes or by DMing me the word shine. And we'll have a quick conversation to see if this is something right for you. It's a small group incubator container. I'm so excited in 6 weeks to be doing something to help you move forward while we're still in summer, before the busyness of fall, so you can plan out, map it all out for this beautiful last quarter of 2024. And I'm going to be doing the same thing. I have things I am working on that I want to hold myself accountable to in a group. And so this is a beautiful way to do it. So do that, and also DM the word abundance if you want the studio recordings of this 40-day meditation series I'm doing, or you can see also the link in the show notes for that too. Wishing you all the very best. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Big blessings.